And yet, those are not always gaps within us waiting to be filled. Rather, the simple contrast between all we are and all we were never meant to be. When we can learn to hold space for all the coexisting truths of our lives, we can begin to understand that experience itself is both contraction and expansion. The way I'm so stuffed up right now. The high and low of it, the beautiful and heartbreaking all together. We are not summarized or defined by any one instance or experience. The static, singular image we think others have of us in their minds, it's usually a projection of our greatest hopes and deepest fears. We are fluid, evolving beings. We are different from one moment to the next. We spend so much time making assumptions about how we are in the world instead of actually feeling into our lived experience. It's so true. How many times have y'all heard me tell you, like, we need to stop living up here and start living where our feet are? We're always in our head. We're always in the past. We're always in the future. We're always thinking about what are they thinking about us. We're always thinking about how we're going to talk about or present ourselves at the meeting we're about to walk into. We're always thinking about, like, did I say the wrong thing in that thing? Like, we're always in our head. We're always not living our lives. And I feel like so many people too are like dead men walking. You know, like biblically speaking, we're called to choose life. And that doesn't just mean like choose to continue living. It also means choose to continue it doesn't mean choose to continue existing. It means to live. And a lot of people are just going through the motions. They're not actually leaning into experiences and being intentional and holding every thought captive and making the most of their experiences and all of that. And that's what I think like the biggest, I scroll a lot through TikTok because I could do a lot of research on there about how I want to build my brand. And I'll also like read a bunch of comments to see kind of like what you guys want, and also to make sure I can bring equal parts value to the lives, like the ASMR lives, but also like some gossip and some juicy things. But if I wasn't a creator, I would only pop on TikTok every once in a while, maybe a little bit, like maybe an hour max every day. Even that's like quite a bit, or to like fall asleep at night with lives or whatever. But it's just dangerous. Like we're living so much of our lives on our phone, and it's okay to do that sometimes when you just need brain rot. But so many of us nowadays are just like drowning out the noise all the time and just escaping constantly instead of living in our lives. And I feel like, you know, in 10 years from now, we'll look back and regret all of that, because you'll look back and go, dang, I chose to live the same year over and over and over and over again. I never worked out to see how much I can push myself and how good I could feel in my body, or even how good I could look. Or I didn't, you know, invest in dating intentionally, and now I'm single and alone and struggling to find a partner. Or I didn't put in the work to go to therapy, and now I'm taking this out on my kids. You know, different things like that. It's important to just be ready. A quote I learned recently was, God doesn't move quickly, he moves suddenly. And so at the end of the day, like, it's not quick that things happen. Like we pray for something and then boom, it happens. But it does happen suddenly. And it's important to be ready for those things. So it's important to be investing your time right now in your mental health and your physical health and whatever, and not just waiting until you're engaged to start working out, or not just waiting until, you know, you get in a relationship and then you're being challenged, and then all of a sudden now you're starting your mental health journey or whatever. You know, it's important to keep investing in yourself just to become a better person and lean into your life. And a lot of people miss opportunities to be more successful, to be better, to do better, because they're just not being aware of their surroundings at all. Like I can tell you guys quite a few instances where I chose to pick my head up and suck it up and lean into my life experience, and that's when my greatest blessing happened. Oh yeah. Okay. We are different from one moment to the next. We spend so much time making assumptions about how we are in the world instead of actually feeling into our lived experience. We allow ourselves to become labeled and defined by what we think we've done and how others have responded to it, rather than who we're going to become and whether or not we can be at peace with it. When we show up to each day as a different person, the world will start to shift to perceive us that way. Facts. We are in no way forever limited or permanently defined by who we were in the past. But you, more than anyone, are most inclined to see yourself that way. You, more than anyone, are most inclined to believe that the worst things about you are the most true things about you. Nobody, not one single person alive, is thinking about you more than you are thinking about yourself. They are too busy thinking about their own lives and how they're perceived and whether they are enough, and so on. As we begin to heal, we start to recognize that our lives do not have to be defined by how we think we are seen. The truth is that to some people, you are the beauty standard. To others, you are simply overlooked. To some, you are a genius at your craft. To others, you are irrelevant. To some, you're an incredible friend. To others, you're a complete stranger. To some, you are a life partner. To others, you are not someone they'd even date or someone they'd be in a situationship with. To some, you are a teacher. To others, you are a student. To some, you're a guide. To others, you are a beginner. To some, you are a shining light. To others, you reveal their darkness. When I read that the first time, that hit deep. To some, you are a shining light. To others, you reveal their darkness. The reality is that you exist in so many different forms and images and beliefs and stories, and yet the only one that is ever really going to matter is the one you tell yourself. Allow this knowing to free you. Allow it to help you see that there is more dimension, more contrast, more nuance, and more goodness within you than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. You have done more, seen more, and meant more to others than you could ever know. Close this book for a moment. Take 1 second just to breathe and look around. There is more here than you would ever realize. There is more waiting than you would ever assume. That's that. The next chapter is called This Is How You to Start Over, Even If You're Staying Right Where You Are. It's also a really good chapter. This book is called This Is How You Heal by Brianna Wiest. Yep. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hold on 1 second. Jared. Oh, that is the cutest cat. Oh, adorable. Bro, thank you so much. Thank you. You're so sweet. So sweet and supportive. I appreciate you so, so much. Let's see here. Thank you, Nicole. Of course, Bianca. You should buy the book. It's a really, really good book. Thank you. Seriously though, thank you so much for all the gifts. I appreciate each and every one of you that sent a gift, or that sent a sub. Yeah, it is a life-changing book. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. It is tough. Have y'all seen the the videos where it's like the Chinese song. I asked y'all about this the other day. It's become even more viral. Have y'all seen it yet? Hi, Bella. Peanut, it is a cough drop. Nothing more. I do that all the time. You've seen it? So funny. I'm not even chewing.